Hey yo, what it do, baby? It's your boy Dynamic, and today I'm bringing you my second video on my best gun series. And today we are going to go over the best SMGs in Black Ops 2. The way that I came up with the list and rank for each gun was that I took the average KD of each weapon from the 5 best players on my friend list, and I managed to come up with a statistical average, which made it possible for me to give placement to each SMG. Anyways, without further ado, guys, the 7th best SMG in the game, statistically, is the Scorpion Evo. Yes, the Scorpion Evo came in at a KD of 1.448. The reason that I took the third decimal point into account was because there was relatively a tie between the Scorpion Evo and the Vector, but the Vector edged it out by a small bit, making the Scorpion Evo the 7th best submachine gun, and you can say the worst submachine gun in the game. Now, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of fanboys of this SMG because the SMG is incredibly good close range, and if you manage to get close to the enemy team without being detected, then it really goes from the worst SMG to probably the best SMG in the game. But as you can see, KD wise, it is not the best gun for all situations, and that is the reason why it is last on the list. Now, the next gun on the list is the Vector K10, coming in with a KD of 1.45. And what can I say about the Vector? The Vector was one of those worst SMGs when the game came out, but after the patches and the dumbed down of the other SMGs, the nerf of the MSMC and the PDW and other submachine guns, then the Vector has boosted up a little bit after that. But overall in its history, since it started out being such a bad SMG, the average KD is pretty low. The Vector is most likely best used in close range situations where it has a very high rate of fire and good accuracy, and it allows you to kill the enemy pretty quickly. I would say it's the second fastest killing SMG at close range, but it is not the best gun for all situations. Now, the next gun is the 5th best SMG in the game, coming in with a KD of 1.49. The 5th best SMG in the game is the MP7. Now, what can I say about the MP7? The MP7 is just one of those mid-level guns that you most likely use when you are either bored of the top tier guns or you just want to switch it up and do something different, or maybe it is the best SMG for you, but certainly overall it is not the best SMG for everybody, thus making it one of those mid-level SMGs. Now on to the next SMG, the next best SMG, coming in at 4th in the list, and actually a big surprise to me because I pretty much hate this SMG. On my way to getting all gold camos, this was the last SMG that I actually used because I just hated it. But for some reason I ended up having a high KD with it. It makes no sense. But anyways, the next best SMG in the game is the Chicom CQB, coming in with a KD of 1.53. Now, this is one of those polarizing guns that you have a certain amount of people that hate it, that purely have hatred for it, like me, and then you have those other amount of people that actually love the gun. And I found it best with select fire. When I put select fire on it, it just changed completely. Maybe because my trigger finger is not that fast. I have no idea why. I just don't like it without select fire. Maybe the fact that I'm shooting a burst SMG just makes it so weird for me because I'm completely not used to it. So I had to slap on the select fire, and it actually became a beast gun for me, even though I didn't really like it at first. Now we're moving on to the top 3 SMGs in Black Ops 2. These are the Big Kahuna SMGs, which were pretty much from the beginning the best SMGs to use. And coming in at 3rd, the 3rd best SMG in the game is the PDW. Yes, the PDW 57 is the 3rd best SMG in the game, coming in with a KD of 1.62. This SMG is probably a fan favorite for many people. It has slightly more recoil than the MSMC, but it makes up for it with the high amount of bullets that it has in its clip, which makes it easier to kill multiple enemies in rapid succession without having to reload. Now, this is one of the 2 guns that has been repeatedly nerfed in every patch that has came out for Black Ops 2 because of how much they were used in the beginning and how people were achieving success with these guns. The PDW is practically a shell of itself, of its former self, of what it used to be. Since less time has passed after the patches than before the patches, then I'm pretty sure that the PDW today would get a lower KD, making it closer in range with the mid-level SMGs that I discussed earlier. But this is its history as an SMG, and we cannot negate its statistical value as a 1.62 KD gun. Now we are going to move on to the second best SMG in the game, the second best big kahuna of the game. Now that is the gun that you are seeing on the screen. It is the MSMC, coming in with a KD of 1.74. It is the second best SMG in the game. This is also my favorite SMG, and it is a general purpose SMG, meaning that it has no weakness and it's a pretty strong gun. Now, it is a former shell of itself after all the patches because it was pretty much the most widely used SMG in the game. The developers over at Treyarch decided to patch the MSMC because it was extremely accurate at almost any range, and it actually was the most used gun, in my opinion, in the whole game. Not the most used SMG, the most used gun overall once everybody unlocked it at its level. Using it recently, I can tell you that it is absolutely not as good as it used to be. There is considerably a lot more recoil than there used to be, and it also seems that it is a little bit worse from hip fire accuracy. Anyways, guys, moving on to the best SMG in the game, the biggest of the big kahunas. The best SMG in the game came out as a DLC release weapon. It is the Peacekeeper, coming in with a KD of 1.91. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. A 1.91, miles and miles in front of the second best SMG. Yes, Treyarch actually released the best SMG in a DLC. As an SMG / assault rifle, it is good from long range, but it particularly excels at mid-range combat. It is the best mid-range SMG, best mid-range gun in the game by far. I'm actually a little bit surprised that there hasn't been more outrage, given the fact that the Peacekeeper came out in the DLC and not everyone has money to buy the DLC content. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the list. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and peace out, players. Oh my god.